Person of the Year, competition honors those who are passionate, innovative, and influencing the kitchen and bath industry in a positive way. Past recipients have included Matthew Quinn, who graced the stage with his presence earlier this week, Veronica Solomon, Cheryl Keys, Jeannie Chung, who's a friend of mine, Nureed Saeed, and announced in December, this is becoming a KBIS NEXTStage tradition. And Chelsie Butler, executive editor of KBB, will chat with the recipient today. Today we are thrilled to have KBB's 2024 Person of the Year, Alena Capra, founder of Alena Capra Designs. Alena, you are an amazing designer and you are in great company. I know we're going to learn a lot more about Alena, so let's bring out Chelsie and Alena. Welcome, please welcome them to the stage.
That's what they said, I don't know. Oh yeah, hey everybody, how's KBIS? Yay! I bet nobody's tired, nobody's feet hurt. All right, well I am so excited to celebrate Alena Capra, who is our 2024 KBB Person of the Year. And we're gonna get into the details why, but you're just, in a word, amazing. So thanks for joining me here.
Thank you so much.
And let's get to know about some of your accomplishments. So we were just talking about this. A year ago, you were the host of the stage, and I was interviewing our 2023 person, Nureed Saeed. You know, so you've pretty much come full circle. So tell us your thoughts about that.
So it really is kind of surreal. Last year, day 3, I'm up here on the next stage, and you know, we introed this session, and Nureed was amazing. I loved the interview that you guys did. It was very inspiring, and it really is awesome to be here today. I'm really honored, and I'm excited to sit down and chat with you. And thank you to everyone who came.
I can hardly believe that was a year ago.
It goes so fast.
Yeah, time is flying. So. All right, so you've been involved with the NKBA, the National Kitchen and Bath Association, for 21 years, and you've achieved your CMKBD, so congrats on that.
Thank you.
Talk to me about what it means for you to be certified in the industry.
So I really love to talk about the importance of certification. I started in the kitchen and bath part of the industry. I designed full interiors, but when I started, I knew I wanted to be a certified designer because I know there's so much weight and value in that. Not only for yourself, but also for your clients. You know, you could exhibit that you've taken this exam, you've passed it, you're gonna design a safe space, you're gonna design a functional space. There's so many benefits to it. But also, in general, like, I started with the CKD and the CBD, CMKBD came years later. But no matter where you're at in your career, I really think certification is important. So whether you're just getting started, when you're just getting started, it gives you weight in the industry as an expert, and you could prove that and build on that. And when you are already an established professional in the industry, to get your certification, I think is just as important. You know, we do a lot of things, a lot of panels, a lot of speaking engagements as we have time in the industry. And being able to have that designation after your name is really important. For me, it's been a big deal, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I mean, I know everybody's got busy schedules and everything, but take the time.
Absolutely.
You know, it's important.
It was exciting. Years ago, I did some of the bath design certification educational videos for NKBA, and I ran into a designer just yesterday on the show floor, and she's like, I've watched the videos, I'm taking my exam next month, I'm so excited. So it made me feel really happy, and I love seeing excitement out there about designers getting certified.
All right, so you are an advocate of spotlighting the work of others, which is great. What are some of the ways you've done that?
So I host a weekly home design show in Miami on the ABC affiliate WPLG. It's called SoFlo Home Project. And every week we tour with designers, architects, even homeowners, sometimes builders. And I get to work with my friends. It's really awesome. I get to meet new friends in the industry, talk about design. I mean, as a designer myself, there's nothing more exciting to sit down and talk with another professional, kind of get in their head of like, what did you use, what materials, and what inspires you, and then tour their work. It's literally like walking in the pages of your magazine, right? And being able to see it live and really explore it. And I think it's really important to do this. As designers, it's to keep the community, right? I love being friends with so many people in the industry. I think We're not competitors. We boost each other up. I think it's really great to grow our network, and I really love celebrating the work of others because it's inspiring to me.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, not every designer does that, you know, so, but you said, you know, it's not a competition. I mean, we're all here together.
I think it's awesome to share, and I think we learn from one another too. I mean, there's so much that comes out of that, and that's why I really love that part of my job.
All right, so you alluded to the SoFlo Home Project. Tell us how you got involved in that and kind of what a day in the life is.
Absolutely. So one day a week, I get to host this show. So every Wednesday, we shoot SoFlo Home Project. It's about like a 6 or 7 hour shoot, and we have an amazing crew. I absolutely am very blessed to work with such talented people. I've learned so much from everyone that I work with. I've been hosting the show for the past 5.5 years, roughly about 270 episodes to date. So it's a lot of fun. I get to help with the content, help come up with ideas, working with our producer, and just thinking about different ways to share with our viewers an inside look at design. So sometimes we're touring with other designers, but we also develop these design tip shows for our viewers. So that's my favorite part. We have bought the show to KBIS in 2022 when it was in Orlando. We hit the show floor. We did 14 booth interviews in one day in all the halls. So it was a lot of fun. And I really love being able to do that. We have great viewers, and we always want to keep it different. We had a chance to go to 2 beautiful resorts in Mexico recently and tour those with the owners of the hotels, the designers, and the architects. So like, you stay at a beautiful hotel, how often do you get the chance to kind of pick the brain of the people who are behind the design? It was inspiring, and you know, it's just been a really fun journey. I started in the television space over 12 years ago. I worked behind the scenes on a show for HGTV that had shot in Miami called Weekends with Luis as sort of the behind the scenes designer. That was my first taste of that. I loved the fast pace. I loved doing that, and we had a great crew, and I did a design competition show some years later. I worked as a designer on camera for various shows doing makeovers. But what I do now is different, and in a way that I love, because we get to share design stories every week, and it's really just something different all the time. It's a lot of fun.
Making me tired. So much going on all the time. I don't know how you do it, but that's why you're the person of the year. So something else that's important to you that you make time for are your charity initiatives. So can you share one of those that's near and dear to your heart?
Absolutely. So charity projects are a huge part of my company. I may be a small business, but I think no matter how big or small you are, you could always give back to your community. And as many of us out here are designers, our talent and our time to share that with others, we're blessed with the talent of creativity, and to be able to help improve another person's life or home by doing what we do is special. I've worked with Make-A-Wish Southern Florida. Specifically during COVID, we did about 6 room makeovers over those few years of the pandemic and beyond. And those are on the homepage of my website. Like when you go on my company website, if you scroll down, it's like right there. I want people to see what we're about. These projects might look different. Maybe they're more fun and theme design. There might be kids' rooms, like this football bath was for Kids Sanctuary Campus in West Palm Beach, Florida, and that was so much fun to design. I love being able to do that, and I think the more opportunities that come your way to partner with brands, that's been another thing. With more time in the industry, I could involve more people, and it's so amazing to be able to really make a big impact by getting a big team together. There's so much we could do in our communities through what we do and provide as designers.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, I'm pivoting over to coverings. This will be your 11th year as the coverings ambassador. I'll see you there in 2 months.
Absolutely. Our annual gathering.
Right.
Besides KBIS.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. But so tell us how your partnership with them came about and sort of what you gained from that.
Yes, so I absolutely love working with coverings. For those who are not familiar, it's the largest tile and stone trade show in North America. And this year it's in Orlando in April. And it's so much fun to me. I was introduced to the show before I began working with them. I was asked to be a designer for a design showcase. They had started this initiative called the Installation and Design Showcase. They would partner designers with expert tile installers to really showcase the synergy between good design and great installation and why it's so important. And they actually built these live at the show over the course of 4 days. So talk about a feat. They would build bathrooms and it was amazing. And I got to work with Ceramics of Italy and work with several different manufacturers and pick tile and create. And I really loved everything about what that show is. It's the installers, it's the distributors, it's the manufacturers. There's so many different facets of the tile and stone industry represented there. And years later, when I was asked to be an industry ambassador, I was so honored. And honestly, the relationships that I've made over the years of working with so many people involved with coverings has been wonderful. And it's really opened my eyes to everything in the world of tile and stone. And it's really exciting. I've been very fortunate to be part of it.
Let's hope for another 11 years.
Yes.
Okay, so yet another thing that you do with all your spare time is, it's important to you to further your education as a designer. So how have you been able to accomplish so much with such a busy schedule?
So I like to, you find a way, you fit it all in somehow, we are always on the go, right? But for me, I try to get involved with as many different facets of the industry, and whether it's going to trade shows. KBIS is something that's on the calendar every year. I love coming here. I love seeing friends. I love seeing what's new. Coverings, I go to High Point. So a big part of the education is going to these trade shows and sitting for educational sessions, or honestly just learning from other manufacturers that are about new products and new things. The education is not just about specific things that you're designing, but about materials and products so we can provide better opportunities for a client. I had the opportunity to go to Marble Mac for the first time in Italy this year with Armina Stone, and that was incredible because just to see all the natural stone out there and all of the possibilities to really bring new things to the clients that I work with. Like, it's very important to see everything that's out there and to keep being educated as designers. It makes our work better and it makes us be able to deliver amazing stuff for our clients.
Yeah, and I'm sure your clients appreciate that.
It's fun. I like being able to tell them, like, we've seen all this stuff, and it makes me feel like even though, they might not be able to see it all, it helps me narrow things down for them in a way where, like, I know what they're looking for, and I go to a trade show or event, and, we all do this. We this will be good for this project, and we have a great amount of offerings, and we've been able to talk and get all the questions answered about what we want to use.
All right. Well, this is sort of similar, but what's your advice for navigating a healthy work-life balance?
So that is a fun question, right? Do we ever really have balance? And I feel like it's never a full equilibrium, right? I feel like the balance is always doing this, right? And we have to keep bringing it up and down, and we have to stay in tune to know when we need to tone that down. But for me, I'm inspired by the work I do. I really love doing what I do, and being able to be involved in so many things, different facets of the industry makes me happy. I love being able to connect with different people in the industry in different parts, at different shows and things and events. And yes, I make time for myself, but honestly, I think when you enjoy doing what you do, it all kind of blends together. And that's kind of what I feel where I'm at right now.
So this isn't on our list, but since we're talking about it, what's something you do like to do in your free time?
So, there's not a lot of it. No, there is, but I love reading. I am a big reader. I buy tons of books whenever I have free time. There's a Barnes & Noble really close to my office, and some days I'll just be driving home I need to pick something up, because this weekend I'm going to sit at the pool or the beach and read. I love books, and then I love gifting books. So if I read a certain book and I'm like, this is fantastic, my dad and I will do that for each other. He'll be like, I read this, he's a big reader, and we share books. I think it's a great thing. So I also love walking. I live by the beach in Fort Lauderdale. So on a Saturday or Sunday morning, I get outside. That's that connection with nature we talk about in wellness design. We have to do it for ourselves too. So just being out there by the water and the beach just makes me happy.
Yeah, nice to live in Florida.
Yes, Florida is great.
Okay, so speaking of, great places, what's one place that you've traveled that brought a lot of inspiration for your projects?
So I mentioned it earlier. So this year, I got a chance to go to Europe on 2 different trips. I went to Germany with Nobilia Cabinetry, and I got to see a lot of great stuff there. And then after that, I went to Italy with Armina Stone and went to the Marble Mac trade show. I also got to go to a stone quarry for the first time. And as designers, like when you're selling natural stone for years, like 20 plus years in the industry, and like you see pictures of this, right? And you're like, I know what it looks like, but nothing prepares you for the grand scale when you're there and you see like the mountains and the rocks and the machinery. Like, it's incredible. And being able to experience that kind of stuff in another country and see all sorts of great things that put all the pieces together of what I've been like specifying and working in all these years, it was really cool. So I'm always inspired by travel. I enjoyed going to Mexico. We were in Playa del Carmen and Isla Mujeres for the tour that we did with SoFlo Home Project. That was amazing. I learned so much from the designers and architects there. They were based in Mexico City, learned about locally sourced products they used for the hotel. I just think traveling is so important to what we do as designers, and it's also fun, so yeah. It's a win-win.
Yeah, and just to tout, we have a major international focus here at the show too. Hopefully after this, I'll get a chance to go over there and check some stuff out, maybe you too.
Very cool, yes.
So let's see. Let's talk about Armina Stone. You brought that up earlier. You're one of their, you are the ambassador for them, right?
But for the Miami market, yes.
Okay. I specifically this, want to talk about why it's important to have this accolade, but also a product ambassador. Like, how does that help with your career?
So I absolutely love working with brands, and working with Armina Stone has been awesome. It's been about a year now, and so they are stone suppliers as well as fabricators and installers, so it's a one-stop shop. So as a designer, to be able to partner and showcase not only beautiful product, but the great craftsmanship that they do is awesome. Recently, they worked with 3 designers for the Kip Space Show House in Palm Beach and made a Domino's table all out of stone. And it is quite incredible. So to be able to like see what the capabilities of working with true craftsmen of natural stone and other products like that, and see what you can do as a designer, for me, it's great. And being able to share with other industry professionals what's out there, all the possibilities, and also to have a great source of my own projects. It's just such a wonderful thing. And working with other brands, I've worked with Roburn as a brand ambassador for many years. That has been awesome. I use their products in so many of my designs. The Cartesian vanity I've sold for years. It's like a staple in many of my bathroom projects. They love it. The new technology and innovations with their lighting. It's really great to be able to have these partnerships, because as a designer, we learn so much more by having that sort of inside look. And I love being able to share it with other designers. Like, hey, you didn't know about this, let me share this. That's how we all learn, from each of us doing that with each other.
So going off script here a little bit, being a product ambassador, a brand ambassador, do you think you might ever try product design?
So I definitely think that's something I would love to do one day. I feel like I'm open to whatever comes my way that feels like the right fit. I started writing a column 3 years ago for Aventura magazine, and I'd never thought about doing that. Like, it was something like a maybe, and then I had the opportunity, and I love it. And so I feel like product design is something I have thought about doing. If the right opportunity comes along that feels like a great fit, of course. It's definitely, I think as designers, something we all aspire to at some point. And I think that would definitely be like on the wish list for the future.
All right, so you mentioned the magazine. Tell us a little bit about that, because we chatted about that in depth a while ago. But I think you said you get to choose some of the topics and...
Yeah, so the interesting thing, like the work that I do with SoFlo Home Project, as well as writing the column that I write for Aventura magazine, it puts me in a space where I get to look at what I do every day in a different lens and say, how could I share this with consumers, like with the general public, and even with the trade. So I know that other designers might be reading it as well or watching the show. And it gets you into a different mindset, and I really enjoy thinking about topics, thinking about ways that I could share fun, new, like insight, trends, just any ideas. And I really enjoy coming up with those topics and and then just putting it all together. It's been something that I never had the chance to do until a couple of years ago, and it's just as fun for me as is designing. Like, it's like I feel like I have a lot of different hats I wear, and I really enjoy all of them, and I look forward to like keep kind of going on those paths and changing it up.
You can come work for us.
I would love to.
All right, so this is something that we talked about in our editorial advisory board meeting earlier today. You had mentioned that you attended Design Edge in Nashville last year to bring the concept of full interior design to kitchen and bath designers and vice versa. So that's so interesting. I want to hear more about that.
Okay, so I love this whole idea and initiative and everything. Reason why is that's how I started. I started as a bathroom designer first. There wasn't even kitchens, was not part of the equation, then kitchens. So then I became a kitchen and bath designer. And eventually I wanted to do full interiors. In 2010, when I started my company, I was like, I want to do the whole house. I love kitchen and bath. I have the certifications. That is like my bread and butter. I love those rooms, but there is more editorial opportunities. You can design the whole home. There is more monetary opportunities because you're selling more stuff. And more client opportunities, because then you're not losing that part where they might partner with someone else and say, we're going to use you for this, but then why not do it all? You know, we, as designers, we have the eye, we know how to space plan. It's a learning curve. It was certainly a learning curve for me, but everything new is a learning curve. And like, I booked a ticket to High Point in 2010, and I got on the bus and like went right to the main hall, and I was like immersed in all of this for the first time. And I was excited about it. And it took time to learn, but like, that's where you lean on your industry network. That's where you lean on like other friends who do this. Oh, where do you shop? Who do you use for this? Going to trade shows that are sort of fostering this kind of synergy between the two parts of the industry that really work beautifully together to create a whole home.
All right, I want to make sure we talk about what's coming next for you, but I also wanted to see if you could chat just for a minute or two about something cool you've seen here.
Gosh, okay, so there's so many great things. Well, truth be told, after this I'm putting on flip-flops and I'm running through to get like more immersed, because I've had a lot of stuff going on over the last few days. I had an opportunity to judge Best of KBIS on Tuesday, and so I felt like I saw some really great stuff. Because I design a lot of bathrooms, one of my favorite products that I saw was the Life LA, and that won a Best of KBIS for game-changing innovation. If you did not see it, what it is decorative grab bars that are ADA compliant, where you could literally insert your tile, or you could insert other materials, glass, wood, stuff like that. I'm always searching for new and innovative ways to make bathrooms safe, but also look really elevated. So that was like one that I saw that I was like, I've never seen this before. This is amazing. I really loved that. I think every time we have an opportunity to find cool products and stuff like that that enhance people's lives, but just make our designs even more elevated. So it's a win-win. But there's been so much great stuff. I am excited to keep exploring the show floor though, so we'll have to check back and I'm gonna give you a wrap up.
Right,
We're working on a SoFlo Home Project KBIS Trends wrap up, what I'm very excited about. So that will actually air in the Miami market next weekend. We will also be able to share it on YouTube. So we are featuring some really cool stuff. So I'm excited for that to kind of be put together in all categories: plumbing, hardware, countertop surfaces, and beyond, cabinetry.
Yeah, so with the Life Alley that you just mentioned, I mean, who thinks of that, you know, to make a grab bar decorative? Because obviously we know in our industry it's important for aging in place, wellness design, things like that. It doesn't have to be sterile, you know,
Absolutely.
Institutional. Like, why not make it as attractive as everything else?
I 100% agree. I design a lot of commercial restrooms as well, and these are very elevated spaces for certain brands, and I think it's important to make safe spaces look great. Like, why does it shouldn't have to look a certain way? So I love seeing new things come out in the market that allow us to really elevate any space, and to make them safe. Aging in place, living in place design has been such a big thing, as well as wellness, and all of these things to be able to provide enhanced lives and make you stay in your home longer, but the rooms look beautiful for years to come.
Okay, so definitely want to, you know, you said your goal for 2024 was to be engaged in as many facets of the industry as possible. Achieved. How are you going to top that in 2025? I mean, we're already 2 months in, and it sounds like you've been pretty busy.
So it's been busy. I also am excited to be on a panel with you next week at ADEC. So we're
Yes.
starting it off. We're doing a lot of
Smart technology.
That's right. I'm excited about that. Covering's coming up, so I'm really looking forward to that. The Armina Stone showroom in the Miami Design District is opening in April. That's going to be an exciting thing. So there's a lot of cool things that I'll be part of coming up. As a designer, I have some things I can't share yet, but stay tuned because I'm working on some other things. I'm really excited I have projects that are installing right now that, we've been working on for months. So at that final stages, I just kind of want to take which way the path leads and just keep going to events and networking and doing what I do. And I don't know what that fully looks like yet, but we'll check back in 26 and see how it went.
All right, great. Well, I think we have 5 minutes for a Q&A. So please ask Alena your questions, or I'm going to call on you.
I was going to project, but this is even better. Okay, I'm a student at BYU Idaho. I'm actually an English major, but considering adding a minor in home design, just kind of, college, finding my way. But was this something that you studied and planned for? Is, a degree in this something that is beneficial? I'm just learning about the certifications, but inspired by your work, and I've loved your outfits when I've seen you around. So I'm very happy that I stumbled upon this, but that's my question.
First of all, thank you so much. And also, amazing that you're here. So I'm so excited as a student that you are immersed in all of this and seeing it so early on. I think in design, there are so many different avenues that you could take. Certification is a big part of it. But in terms of my education, I actually attended the University of Miami. I studied graphic design and advertising. So I had a dual major. I was in the School of Communication, and I was in the art school as well. I always loved design. I mean, my dorm rooms, my college apartments, all of that. Like, I should have known then, but I loved the college I went to. It was just an amazing experience. And after that, probably a year or two later, I decided, let me specialize. I wanted to go back to school for design. So at that point, I did a design program at the Metropolitan Institute of Design, which was on Long Island. And I started working as an assistant designer during the day to see if I liked it at a firm. So I think it's good to explore if you have the opportunity, get immersed. You're here in one of the best places to be to kind of get inspired. And I think, whatever path you decide to take, I think design is an amazing field, as many people here will tell you, or any part of this industry actually. And just keep following your dreams, but you could really get in at any point in time. So keep doing what you're doing, and all the best of luck to you.
Okay, so this is going to be like asking you to pick your favorite child, and that's rude. But I just am curious if you have one project that sticks out that you've done that has been like your baby, that you've absolutely loved and been proud of.
Okay, so I do love this question, and it's crazy, because I'm proud of all the work that we do at my firm. All of my clients are awesome. I feel like we create beautiful spaces, and like it's hard. After we finish every project, I'm like, oh my God, I love this, and you want the clients to love it too, and it's special. I love outside the box design. I love doing crazy fun things, and I can't do that every day. But like the charity projects that I've done, those have been some of my favorites. That football bath that you might have seen scrolling on the screen was like one of my absolute favorite things. One, because I got to partner with the greatest people in tile and be like, Mapei custom color matched 6 different colors of grout for that bathroom. Okay, it would have never looked the same without that green to match the grass of the football field, and the Miami Dolphins aqua and orange, and that fluorescent yellow for the goalposts around the window. I partnered with a mosaic artist to do mosaic on a 3D football, and someone who made a regulation size football mold for that to be on. So that was a special one for me because it was just different, and it brought in so many great partners to do something cool and fun for a charitable project.
All right. One thing I was going to let you know, there's some praiseworthy picks out in the audience. We did have 8 of those for our competition this year as well. So you can learn more about them. We're going to be posting a podcast with all of the winners in a couple weeks. we'll put it up on social media and everything so you can learn about everybody who is involved and give them a kudos. So thank you so much. Hopefully you'll have a great rest of your day at KBIS and safe travels home.
Thank you, guys. Chelsea, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. And congrats to all the praiseworthy picks and the roses out here. And if anyone else is out here that I don't see, what an amazing group.